Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to bring you some information how people can receive disaster assistance due to losing a loved one to the pandemic virus. I'm going to use the term pandemic virus instead of the name because the videos have been flagged for stating that information. So you will notice I'll say pandemic virus. Now, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a thumbs up. If you are interested in learning how to leverage your credit to make income and how to improve your credit wherever you are on the on your credit journey and lines of credit, and also grants and information, this channel may be beneficial to you. So let's jump into this video. There were a lot of people that lost loved ones during 2020 due to the pandemic that we all have encountered in this world. So this FEMA funds that will be rolling out after April 1st, sometime in April, FEMA will open up the applications for this assistance. This can help those who had loved ones that pass away, can receive up to uh, $35,000 in assistance for their loss during the pandemic of that loved one and cover the funeral expenses. So I know it's very traumatic. We all know people and actual loved ones, even in my family, that fell victim to this pandemic virus. So these are ways that you can help with the funeral costs, and FEMA is giving assistance. So what some of the requirements in order to receive this assistance, the loved one would have had to pass away after January 20th, 2020, and it will help you with the reimbursement of the funeral arrangements. And this is going to break down who is eligible. To be eligible for the funeral assistance, you must meet these conditions. The death must have occurred in the United States, including the U.S. territories and the District of Columbia. The death certificate must indicate the death was attributed to the pandemic virus. The applicant must be a U.S. citizen, non-citizen national, or a qualified alien who incurred funeral expenses after January 20th, 2020. There is no requirement for the deceased person to have been a U.S. citizen, non-citizen, national, or qualified alien. So this is how you would apply. In April, FEMA will begin accepting applications. If you had the pandemic funeral expense, we encourage you to keep and gather documentation. Types of information should include an official death certificate that attributes the death directly or indirectly to the pandemic virus and shows the death occurred in the United States, including the U.S. territories and the District of Columbia. Funeral expense documentation, receipts, funeral home contracts, etc. That includes the applicant's name, the deceased person name, the amount of funeral expense, and the dates the funeral expense happened. Then proof of funds received from other sources. uh, specifically for use towards funeral costs. We are not able to duplicate benefits received from burial or funeral insurance, financial assistance received from voluntary agencies, government agencies, or other sources. So, what that means is if that person had life insurance, funeral insurance, or even received government help from other agencies, they will not be able to duplicate that. So, you can only receive the funds from FEMA or those other sources for those expenses. So keep that in mind. How are the funds received? If you're eligible for the funeral assistance, you will receive a check by mail or funds by direct deposit, depending on which option you choose when you apply for assistance. So we're going to go into some funeral assistance Q&A, and we want to highlight some of these questions that can be asked. And number one is applying for assistance. Who can apply for the pandemic funeral assistance? You may qualify if you are a U.S. citizen, non-citizen national, or qualified alien who paid for funeral expenses after January 2020. The funeral expenses were for an individual who death in the US, the United States territory, or District of Columbia may have been caused by or was likely the result of the pandemic virus. A minor child cannot apply for the pandemic funeral assistance on the behalf of an adult who is not a U.S. citizen, a non-citizen national, or qualified alien. How do I apply? So this is how you will apply. We are working to set up a dedicated toll-free number that can be used to apply for funeral assistance. You will be able to call this number to get an application completed with the help of from a FEMA representative. No online applications will be accepted. Multilingual services and TTY number will be available. The applicant, the once the application once the applicant has applied for the pandemic funeral assistance and is provided an application number, they may provide supporting documentation to FEMA a few ways. Upload to their disaster assistance government account, fax documents, and email documents. So here in this section, it will show you what is required. So it will have to be for funeral services, intern, interment, or cremation services. So they want to see receipts for these expenses, such as transportation for up to 2 individuals to identify the deceased individual. So that's transportation to go to the funeral home to make an identification, transfer of the remains, casket or urn, burial plot or cremation niche, marker or headstone, clergy or efficient services, arrangement of the funeral ceremony, use of funeral home, equipment or staff, cremation, interment cost, costs associated with producing and certifying multiple death certificates, additional expenses mandated by the applicant, local and state government laws or ordinances. So you will be looking for this application to drop after April 1st. So if you know a loved one who had to unfortunately handle funeral arrangements for someone who passed away, or if you yourself would like to apply for this assistance, I will leave the link below in this video so you can continue to keep and stay updated with this information. I send my condolences to everyone who did lose someone in this pandemic, but hopefully, this could be a means to help you move forward and to recover some of what your funds that you lost, to put that person away properly. And hopefully this can assist in people's grieving process. So if you have any comments or questions, or if it's any way that we can assist you, um, or if I have updates, I will keep you guys updated. You could put the comments in the comment section. If you always want to submit any questions to me, my cell phone is connected to the messages and my website, at my website, so you can feel free to go there, and I have my contact information, and any questions that you submit there go directly to my cell phone. I will leave that link in the description, so you just have to pull down the arrow in the description of this video. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.